This is your 2 News Oklahoma Fantasy Football Forecast.
All right. Well, we, full disclosure, tried this earlier in the day.
Second time's the charm, Ryan.
And I think we'll get it done this time. Everything's been tested.
Is
Everything's,
this
thing on?
everything's recorded.
It's going to be better. I'm dressed up for this one.
Yes.
It's,
Tie.
That's right.
So if they don't know, earlier we recorded this for a full hour, and it was mute.
It was mute. I got it all in our system,
tree.
checked it out, and it was a great-looking video. The video looked excellent. But yeah, no audio, so we're redoing it. We had our draft last night, just
Sure did.
brief recap, Caden had a really good
Let's
draft.
talk some trash. How about that? Let's come
And
in hot.
Let's lead to that. So I'm going to dinner with my buddy who was in the draft last night. You never met him. He works for a competing station, but you know what? We won't put that against him. We'll just slaughter him in fantasy football.
Yeah, let's do that.
Just as we do on television as well. But no, sorry, that was okay. So we're walking to dinner, and he goes, "Hey, this McFarland guy, what's up with that? Where did he come from? Do you see his team? It's
That's right.
stacked." Oh, Caden, last night
Beginner's luck.
I knew
Beginner's luck.
when I'm trying to bid on, some Joe Schmo out there, and then Caden swoops in with $1 more, and
I was
I don't
driving
have
up
that
the price
dollar.
a little. That was fun.
Well, dang it, he got him, and yeah. So, what was your strategy last night?
I didn't have one. First auction draft ever. I was intimidated. There was great anxiety to start. Ryan knows I was coming by his desk over and over again saying, this is going to be terrible. Why are we doing it this way?
What's happening? Are you
Yeah.
going to be here tonight?
I am captain auction draft right now. That was it. By the end of the night, it was a ton of fun, and it was total luck. And here's what happened: I came in hot with. I overpaid for Jonathan Taylor right out of the box. He was the first player anybody put up, and $75 of the $200 budget I put on Jonathan Taylor, and it spooked me enough that I sat back and just watched for the next probably 20 or 30 minutes, and just learned a lot about how an auction draft goes and how the players that get put up first will go for too much. And it left a lot of players for me at the end of the night. So
Aaron
that's what happened.
Rodgers in a 2-quarterback league should not be going for $12.
And that's what I got him for.
You got A.J. Brown for $12.
Yes.
DK Metcalf, which some could argue, blah, 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 but
Yeah.
still $9.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins is starting running back, which, today we find out that, maybe he's not ready. So maybe
Right.
we'll get lucky in that regard because you are projected to be the number one team in the ESPN results already. But you got for $10. Amon-Ra St. Brown, $5. TP, Tony Pollard, $3. And this is highway robbery.
It really is.
This coming up here is highway robbery, Ryan. Matter of fact, being the league manager, the commish, I might have to veto this draft.
Oh, please don't.
Top 4 QB, even in Dynasty, because this is what this is going to turn into. Dynasty League, Joe Burrow. $5.
Did he play in some big game last year? Were the rest of the players in this league, were they watching a little thing called the Super Bowl on Channel 2?
Chris Godwin, number 10 in PPR receivers last year, $5. Tom Brady, the number 2 QB last year, $5.
Yeah. If you have more money than everybody else coming down the stretch, you can bid some players up when you suspect that somebody likes a player. And, man, you can leverage that into some good stuff. That's what I learned. I got completely lucky, but that's what I learned last night. Get somebody you really like early and feel a little bit of security, but also enough, take enough out of your wallet that you're going to be, prudent with it. And that's not a bad strategy, I found.
And that's great Monday morning quarterback. I'm going to tell you, though, honestly, because people noticed, okay? Next year, you're not going to be so lucky.
They're going to gang up on me.
Well, they see you and they're going to raise you. They're going to do the same thing as well.
It's interesting because now you've been in the league, I guess, with people for a few years, same sort of thing. Stuff I've never done. I think I've always done what I would call meat and potatoes fantasy football, where you do the snake draft. There is no carryover from prior years. And so I was intimidated by this, but I can see how it's almost poker, and you're playing the opponent in some ways, as opposed to playing the actual fantasy game. An auction draft allows you to go collect players in a way you never could in a snake draft.
Right. So my team, real quick, I started off with the guy I was walking. I was like, hey, I got Kyler Murray for $30, which is no Joe Burrow $5. Unbelievable.
Your Kyler Murray team name again?
Yes.
Murray related
Intro
team
to
name?
Study 101.
Intro to
Film Study.
Intro to Film Study 101. I mean, that is really you didn't, Google that and find that somewhere. That came out of your head? That's pretty good.
In the first broadcast I said I came up with that on my own.
Intro to Film Study
but then
101.
Then I had time to think about it and I'm like, I'm not that smart.
Maybe not.
I'm pretty sure I probably Googled that. I think. But I can't say that for certain.
I thought you must be this tall to quarterback this team.
I like that.
Yeah.
So my team, I felt like I had great value there at $31, not compared to the superstar that we have here in the corner over here. But then I went all in on Justin Jefferson. I had that plan from the beginning. I didn't care. I wanted JJ on my team. I just think he's elite, top 1 or 2 receivers in the NFL in a PPR league. I'm going all in, and I got T Law, Trevor Lawrence for $16, which was another deal. Still, how did he go for six? In a sane world, how did he go for 16 and Joe Burrow? We didn't even really talk too much about that in the first recording, but now I have time to even look at it further, and I think Caden has friends with ESPN. I think that's what happened, and that explains a lot.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I went Cortland.
They haven't hired me.
Cortland Sutton 22, Damon Harris at 6, Melvin Gordon $9. These are complimentary players, whatever. Travis Etienne, is that how you say his last name? Okay, $18. Michael Thomas, which the computer drafted him for me at $5, whatever. Elijah Moore, $3. I think that's starting to get a deal. TJ Hawk, could be a top 5 tight end at $1. So they, near the end, I finally started getting some deals. Christian Kirk for $2, who's going to be starting receiver for the Jags, which is, if we think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a good year, then Christian Kirk in theory should have a good year as well.
High on the Jags.
It's I owe a lot to life to Doug Peterson.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah,
anybody
gave you that one shining moment
that can call the Philly in a Super Bowl against the Patriots has my heart.
The old Philly special. Yeah,
because that takes a lot.
It was one shining moment, man. We'll see what he's able to read. I do think. I don't know if it'll be this year, but I do think Trevor Lawrence. I'm bullish on his future teamed up with Peterson. I like that. So
yes,
obviously, you run the show in this league. So I don't want to besmirch the name of anyone who's done this before, but you mentioned earlier there were a number of people in the draft who didn't probably understand what a 2-quarterback league draft should look. That's why some of those prices I think were off. Not enough quarterbacks were being put up early, and then for whatever reason there was a run on them, and people they obviously were valuing dual threats. Jalen Hurts went for a lot, but it is amazing that Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow, Tom Brady all lasted until really the very end when people didn't have any money left.
Well, I'll give you a prime example. The guy I'm walking with last night, later on, he mentions, he's like, yeah, I didn't realize that OP we'd have 2 quarterbacks. I go, well, one, you were in the league last year.
Well, he slept since then.
Yeah, right. He's like, well, I guess I forgot. I'm like, it's a super. And I go, did you not read the rules before you entered the game?
I didn't. I wouldn't have known if you hadn't given me a heads up. So
yeah,
hey, big assist.
So he's hurting on his second quarterback. Another. We had the little malfunction there, which we had to go back in time in the draft last night by about 5 players. One team really, brought out this tiny violin to me last night because he had to go record a podcast. So he had his team the first 30 minutes. It got rewound, but then he had to go record the podcast. So I'll give him this. The computer selected one quarterback for him. Oh. And it was Zach Wilson.
Does everybody in this league have a podcast? And if not, can we make that happen? Can we get the entire league podcasting about this one? It'll be the most epic detailing of a fantasy football league that, frankly, is quite low stakes, right?
Right.
I put $10 in pennies at your desk.
And
yesterday. That's how I paid.
And Hard Knocks would be a better term for this than the actual
right.
show on
that's right.
HBO Max, because this is the School of Hard Knocks for auction draft. Now Ryan let's look at your team a little bit. How many auction drafts have you been in?
This is my first one. We were sort of trying to figure out the rules as a unit, trying to, get each other ready for this sort of thing. And I did like a couple mocks, but I did them in like a different app. So I was like, I don't know if it's going to be quite the same. And
Sure.
it was a little different. And sure enough, I came out of the gate, spent the majority of my money, and ended up with some guys that I didn't totally buy in on. But my goal was to get some studs right at the top.
And you did. And you wanted to get a stud QB, and you got that. And Justin Herbert. I say Hebert. I don't know.
I want to go with the
Herbert
by all means.
Yeah,
But,
I'm just a
Herbert.
weather guy.
That's right.
Is it Herbert?
It is Herbert.
Okay.
It's Herbert.
Are we sure he's not from Louisiana? Are we sure?
are positive.
Okay. Where did he go to college?
Oregon. I haven't seen his birth
not from-
certificate, but I'm almost
So
positive.
he's not like Clyde Edwards Alaire.
Alaire.
Yeah, he's not from Louisiana. Okay, so you got Jamar Chase, which you paid $76 for. In the midst of that, was there adrenaline running like, I want Jamar Chase, I'm in it to win it?
There was like, as it was climbing into like upper 60s, getting it towards 70, I was like, I'm going to keep going. And if somebody would have topped me at like 77, 78, I'd have been like, I don't know what to do here anymore. This is not worth it.
Sure. Do you know who was bidding you up? Was
I
it
don't
that T.
remember.
McFarlane guy?
Could have been.
Well, I know before
I did a few times.
before we had the reset, I know we bid back and forth on Justin Herbert for a while. Like,
Okay.
got him shooting way up, and we were just dollar, and eventually, I don't remember if you
I
got,
won, yeah.
I
I
think
think
you got him at
$53,
first,
and
yeah.
I felt really good about it. But I'm much happier with getting
Yeah.
Rodgers, Brady, and Burrow for like $20.
Yeah, I think I'd take that back.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you've got a solid team here to build upon with Stephon Diggs and Jamar Chase, probably the top 1 and 4 receivers this year. So I mean, receivers you're set. Quarterback you got Hunter Renfrow too that you could play in a flex position. You got Rashad Penny, who's probably going to be your starting running back, I'd say, which is not bad because we've got groin guy still out. Kenneth Walker, the 20th, with his groin issue. And then you got Michael Carter, who I still think is going to be pretty good. I mean, he's a PPR Mavin. He loves to. I mean, if it's Zach Wilson, if he ever comes back, the little dump
Yeah,
offs.
I think they drafted another rookie running back.
Yeah,
so
we don't.
yeah.
Look, we're trying to look at the
Yeah,
positive. Jim Hall or whatever his name is. I hope you can see my sarcasm in all these comments here. Okay, so I am joking. I know the names. I'm just giving a hard time here. Mike Gesicki. So you got him. And is that his?
I followed that.
Yeah.
That's the official pronunciation.
I'm
I've
already
heard it both ways.
I'm already worried about him because I've seen some Dolphins reports that they don't even want to use him anymore because
that's
that's great.
well, no, because
that's what you want coming out of August.
So they got Mike McDaniel as the new head coach in there, and he is coming from that 49ers offense, big blocking tight ends,
Yeah.
George Kittle type.
Yeah.
Gesicki is not that.
No, he's a
he
receiver.
He is a receiver, not even close to a blocker. He had very weird. If you take the preseason snap counts, if you count them for anything, he was not getting a lot of snap counts where you'd think your starting tight end would get snap counts.
Well, that's not good.
So
well, the only caveat to that is today teams thought just like that. They inquired with the Dolphins and said, "Hey, trade him to us," and they're like, "No, he's not going anywhere." So that should be a good sign. I mean, the opportunity will and deal, and they're like, "No, he's that valuable that we need to put him as a decoy out there for the whole season."
And I accidentally drafted his substitute anyway.
Oh, you did?
So
Who was that?
I got Freiermuth at the Steelers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Pat Fryermouth. Sorry. The earlier one I was a lot more tame. I think I had some sugar for dinner, and now we're a little more.
You're fired up.
Yeah.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you mentioned earlier, and I did look up because top story on our podcast initially was we were going to go through funny names. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh,
I found on
okay.
Pro Football Network's list of 200 funny. I thought that was actually pretty good. Most
on.
of them not good. That I could actually use in a sportscast.
I'm writing
and
that
might.
down. Fresh
Prince of Bel-Air. Almost makes you want to go get him.
I have
It
him
does.
in my
For a
other
few
league.
dollars,
yeah,
doesn't it?
Yeah, just to have a solid fantasy team name.
That's right. Just something that's fun to say, bring a smile to your face.
I was from New Orleans, down in the corner of the street. I could, write a whole song
boy.
off of this. Yeah, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I love it, man. That's great because I have him in my home league. So let's talk about CEH. This is his third year. This is a make or break year. They did
Yes.
not, this is coming up to his end of his rookie contract. I think he's got a lot to play for. He was a great receiver in college, just have not used a whole lot of that in the NFL ranks. Why? I don't know. He's kind of like Brian Westbrook, who did amazingly well for Andy Reid.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be his year. I'm putting all my money in the CEH, which people are like, oh, we were burnt by him year 1, year 2, and some people are done with him. I get it. But I didn't have him those first 2 years. So this year I've got new hope.
I like it. In Kansas City, I don't know exactly what the offense will look like. It's interesting to try and project Pat Mahomes, but I know that you take Tyreek Hill out, and there simply are going to be more touches to go around.
Yeah.
And I think Edwards-Helaire is certainly one of the guys who could benefit, even though those are guys who play different positions. It's just more touches to go around, I think.
Right. Because Jerick McKinnon, he's on his last pinky toenail there because he that's a horrible analogy, but he does get every little body part of his is hurt every 2 seconds. So we're not worried about him. We've got Ronald the Donald McDonald Jones behind him, who almost was thinking about getting cut, but then you have Isaiah Pacheco, Piquicho, what's his last name?
I'm going to go with Piquicho. Piquicho is the way I've heard it. Yeah,
I'm
Picacho,
again,
sure.
Every time I mess this up, I can just go back and say, look, I'm just a weather guy. All
Yes,
right?
now that's true.
You have a built-in excuse
That's
for
true.
anything.
Yeah, you lost. Well, Hey,
Uh-huh.
you know what? I'm predicting weather over here. So Isaiah, look, he's a 7th round rookie. How many 7th round rookies in your lifetime have been superstars?
Oh, good question. A few. Old Tom Brady was 6th round, right? So close.
Running backs.
A couple, yes.
Yeah, well,
was Brock Purdy Mr. Irrelevant this year? I think he
Yeah,
was. I think
yeah,
he was
he
the very
was.
last
Yep.
pick in the 7th round.
Yep.
And he made the Niners, right? Even though
Yeah.
they're keeping all
What
3
position?
quarterbacks. Quarterback.
Okay.
Iowa State kid, Brock Purdy.
Okay.
He was interesting to at least keep one eye on when we thought Garoppolo would be dealt. Does he actually become the backup?
Especially when you don't know what you're getting with Trey
Yeah.
Lance, really. Like when they played him last year, he was sort of inconsistent, showed some flashes of being really good, and now they're just like, oh, he's our starter no matter what, even though they still have Garoppolo there. So it's interesting to see them also keep Purdy while paying Garoppolo all this money to be the backup.
Yeah. I had nobody. We talked about this on the initial podcast. I have done this before where I have a team that looks really, really good on paper. And there are big names, established guys. It feels like that's what you want, right? Consistent production. But the guy who wins the league is the guy who makes a couple of key pickups or
absolutely.
sees something coming. He is
Yeah.
paying attention to a preseason game that I wasn't paying any attention to, and projects forward. And I like the team I have, but I got to be honest, I did not go into the draft last night with any name in mind. Somebody who I just think is ready to explode. It's interesting. You drafted Trevor Lawrence. He kind of fits that bill. But that's what you're looking for, in these leagues. And as we have detailed on this podcast before, 4 years now, for 2 decades, my Sundays have been consumed with college football recap, and so I don't get a chance to pay attention like I'd like. But now that I'm in this auction league and having to do this podcast, I'm going to be looking for those, baby. I'm going to be seeing if I can get out in front. I'm not confident in it because I've been here and done this before, and you really, really, really do have to pay attention, to catch somebody on the upswing.
Yeah, and I cannot wholly wrap my head around the Trevor Lawrence panning. Since when do we just throw out a number 1 overall quarterback
Who looked like Zeus in college.
who looked
throwing the
like
ball.
Zeus,
Or
who
lightning
was the
bolts.
next coming of a Peyton/Tom Brady mix, and he played his rookie year not the greatest, and now we're just all Trevor Lawrence, I know. And when he's got a coach that has coached a third stringer to a Super Bowl MVP who broke records with Nick Foles. So
and could not have been coached any worse 1 year ago, right? Like you cannot hold that against him. That was one of the worst coaching jobs the NFL has ever seen, stem to stern in every way possible. So, yeah, for me, Trevor Lawrence absolutely gets a complete reboot.
Yeah.
My mind is completely open with regard to what he is.
But
no judgments.
Like I said last podcast, I listen to all these podcasts, and all the experts are just off. Like,
That's
you know,
interesting.
And it's mind-boggling to me. I mean, but they don't jump off of other players that have in the top. I don't know what it was about Trevor Lawrence. So they just
Well, it did look bad. Not going to say anything other than that with regard to the 2021 season. But I agree with you. They've got a few weapons around him, or at least potentially, talent that's decent and young that he can grow with.
And their line is
and the right coach, like you said.
Yeah, the line is a little suspect, but I mean, look, they got good running backs. They brought in Christian Kirk. They have Joe Schmo on the other right-hand side of them of Christian Kirk.
Yeah, and you had Christian Kirk on your
Marvin
team too,
Jones.
is that right?
Yes, I got Christian Kirk.
Man, you got a lot.
Yeah,
a lot of
I
skin
watched,
in this game with regard to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I watched every throw of Trevor Lawrence in his last preseason game against the Steelers, and one thing I noticed: the line is suspect, which is he's going to have to do a lot of quick dump offs to Etienne. That's why I grabbed him too in my league as well. And he threw every single pass to Christian Kirk. And now he was a little off with them, but it looked to me like just a little bit of a chemistry issue. Like, we're still getting to know each other and these routes and the timing. So if they can, he's a smart enough guy. I think they'll get it together. So we talked about enough about T. Lawrence. Josh Allen being the number one overall quarterback, that we have in our league. He went for high amounts. And my question is, did he go for the highest amount as a quarterback did in our league? So Josh Allen went for $63, but Mahomes went for $65. Is Mahomes worth more than Josh Allen in your opinion?
No, I mean, every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's got, a ranking is going to have Allen number one ahead of Mahomes right now because a little bit younger, a little bit more prone to run the ball, a little bit stronger.
The running does help.
And, I mean, he's got every tool at his disposal. I mean, they got it rolling. I mean, you wouldn't be a bit surprised if Buffalo has the best regular season any team in the league, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that I'd go out on a limb and say come playoff time, I think they're going to end up Super Bowl champions, but I mean, they're going to have a dynamite regular season if the key players stay healthy, and he is just beginning to catch the wave. He is what Mahomes was just a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he's number one, and in a two-quarterback league, he should have gone for more than Jonathan Taylor or Justin Jefferson
Agreed.
or anybody else last night. It was a steal or a deal at least, whoever ended up with Josh Allen, I think.
And you mentioned earlier, like we don't really know what we're going to see from this Chiefs offense with Tyreek gone and, Clyde Edwards-Helaire now, seemingly healthy, even though he's had issues with that. But a lot of last year, we spent a lot of week after week, especially like midway through the season, wondering, has everybody figured Mahomes out?
Right.
Everybody was wondering, he's throwing a lot of picks he didn't used to throw, and then people are like, they're all tipped, but there's still throws that he didn't used to make.
The wild throws,
right?
Too. Yeah,
right. All the things that used to be like, wow, nobody else could do that, and then he was getting picked off on them. The no-look passes and all that. So it's curious, because that early on in Josh Allen's career is like, well, he's turning the ball over too much, fumbling a lot.
Yeah,
because,
will there be adjustments to Allen? No,
right.
That's a great question. I think it's harder to make adjustments if he is running the ball as efficiently as he did last year. Now, can something change? Can there be an adjustment to the way he runs the ball that sort of changes the calculus on the way you defend the Bills? Maybe. That's interesting. But to that point, Mahomes figured it out and started dumping it off, taking what the defense gave him more, and ended up having a fantastic season anyway. And I do think it seems like Allen's a guy who could figure that out as well.
Right, and he has. I mean, he's figured out his accuracy issues for sure.
Yeah, which is crazy. Nobody does that, by the way.
If you compared him and Daniel Jones in the first, I think, 32 games or whatever, their statistics were eerily similar.
Is that right?
Yeah, and then Josh Allen took the right turn and was like, "See you later." See you later, Danny Dimes.
Daniel Jones Locker, another name. On this website.
But going back to Mahomes, I wonder if Kansas City said, "You know what? We see what's going on here. We got Mecole as the dart guy who can just go downfield. But we need more possession receivers. So let's get, cheaper MVS. I mean, he's still established. And Juju, who can, be the slot guy and kind of be that safety valve.
Yeah.
And then you got to pair with Kelsey. So you have these guys that you can throw these quirky passes, behind the back or whatever he's doing out there, and they can actually catch it, instead of Byron Pringle or the Pringle can, whatever he is. I mean, who else is Robinson? I mean, I can't remember the Joe Schmoes they had out there last year.
I have every confidence in the world that Andy Reid will figure it out, and they'll have a really good plan. But we do have to, as great as we know that Mahomes is, and Kelsey, and Reid, Tyreek Hill being taken out of the equation is going to change it. Like they can't possibly be as
can't
potent.
Stretch the field as much.
Just can't possibly, because that guy did that.
Sure.
Did that job not only better than anybody in the NFL today. I don't even know who I would compare him to historically. He could take the top off a defense. The play he made in the playoffs against Buffalo, running away. He just did stuff you've never seen. And so I don't doubt that Patrick Mahomes is going to figure it out, and that offense is going to be devastating again. But it is not going to strike fear in quite the same way.
No, but going back to more of a business decision, the more I look at this, I'm not a huge Chiefs fan, but I'm starting to see things a little more clearly. If we want to look at the statistical odds, we could say that Tyreek is most likely going to get injured this year. I mean, he's been very rarely injured. His age is starting to get up there. And that speed really starts to decline, and that's really what he's got.
And I don't think he'll do the same thing in Miami. He did in KC. There was something about that pairing. Mahomes being able to throw it.
But Tua's more accurate, remember? I'm just what Tyreek said.
But, yeah, look. Yes, he did.
Right.
He did. And
I'm
it
joking.
landed flat. No.
He keeps saying things.
I love Tua, and so I hate to pile on. But, yes, stop saying those things, even if I were Tua. No.
And because he says it, now people even are watching a lot closer now. I mean, they're picking apart Tua's deep balls in practice. Oh, look at this guy,
I know, and I've never seen anything like that, to be honest. I've never seen an NFL quarterback. And look, he does struggle to get it, let's say 50 yards down the field. But that is not a throw that a ton of guys, Pat Mahomes is going to fire off a few of those a game.
Yeah.
But that's not a throw that necessarily is a career make or breaker.
Jamarcus Russell can
in
do
the
that.
NFL. Yeah, absolutely. There are guys who can heave it forever, can throw it over them mountains like Uncle Rico, but can't play dead in the NFL.
Yeah.
That's not what's going to keep you in this league. You can still use what Tyreek has by just dumping it to him in space, as opposed to making him, run 70 yards downfield.
And it's amazing to me how Tua is not getting any love at all, too.
I agreed.
It's very weird that some of these podcasters are just jumping off these bandwagons so fast, and there's no more patience anymore. Especially when you have Jamar Chase going insane his rookie year, Justin Jefferson his first 2 years. I mean, look how long it took Cooper Kupp to become the beast. He's 30 now. So, I don't know. I just feel like people give up on people too soon, especially if they have good draft pedigree.
I was wondering what you thought of, like, whether it's our draft or just maybe just standard drafts in general. What were you thinking would be some guys who are falling really late that you wouldn't expect, that you're either hearing or seeing? Guys who you wouldn't think are dropping down into these lower rounds, or who maybe in the past were much higher, or you would just expect to be a lot higher.
Chris Godwin's fallen a lot.
Yeah.
The slightly injured, that now you might be back for week 1. CEH has fallen a lot to now where he's a very great draft value. Right. So he's taken a tumble. Najee Harris, I mean, he still went for 57 something bucks, but I mean, that guy's, a solid, like I said in our last podcast, I have high hopes for him. He's a little cheaper than normal as well. So those are just a few off the top of my head. But in our league, Caden seemed to grab every single one of them.
Well, I did get Godwin. Devontae Smith is a guy who's value, according to ESPN and everybody else, is maybe a little bit lower than I would. And granted, Jalen Hurts is not a pure passer. You don't feel like Devontae is ever going to be capable of. It's not going to look like what Cooper Kupp does. But I think he's got the tools to one day be Cooper Kupp like
Devontae
in the NFL. Yeah, I really think so. I think the route running, the speed. Now we'll see if that frame holds
twig,
up. But
yeah.
I think if you had somebody better than Jalen Hurts getting him the ball, we would have felt much differently about him. And right now, I think he's maybe properly rated as a fantasy player. Just a guy that I think maybe with a different quarterback or maybe an improved Jalen Hurts.
Boy, if Josh Allen,
yeah.
Oh buddy,
yeah,
and Mahomes,
absolutely.
I get it.
And that's what I got DK Metcalf as well. Same thing, right?
Yeah, he's
all
cheap
the
as
talent
can
in the
be.
world, but
I love DK. I got him in my other league, and I'm going to keep him. If it's not this year, they'll get some amazing rookie quarterback with the first overall round pick next year because they're going to be so bad with Geno. I can't believe, I don't know what they're doing. Who has let Pete Carroll take the reins in this mobile here? What are they thinking?
The extent to which he is committed to bottoming out this season is really something. You hate to see it, because our guy Tulsa native Tyler Lockett is up there. I don't know that Darwin Thompson survived the cuts today, but was certainly in the mix to make that 53-man roster, maybe hang around the practice roster. So I've always cheered for the Seahawks and hated to see them throw the ball at the goal line in that Super Bowl when they could have made it back to, I like Pete Carroll, but yes, I agree with you. I think that he has expended all the capital that was due him. And at this point, you can really question those. I don't know. I don't get it.
Maybe they said, hey, listen, DK, let's get you the money. Hang on one more year. We're going to get, whoever's coming out of college, you can tell me better. I guess it's a big draft to next year. That guy is going to be able to, he's going to light you up, and then you'll have the back half of your career.
Yeah.
And
or maybe if they're not done bottoming out, maybe it'll be wise to trade. You know what I mean? Maybe he sort of sees it's one of the other. Either they get somebody that I can really attach my star to, or I can demand a trade and get out of this because this thing's a tire fire. They're not going to want to keep me at this salary anyway.
That's true.
If the bottoming out continues into 2023.
Yeah, that's true. He does get paid, and he doesn't have to wait through this stinky year to see his value drop even further. I know.
Stinky in Seattle.
I love DK because he is very much like AJ Brown to me. Just a beast out on the field. All right, so Ryan, we've said a lot. We know you're a Lions fan. Jameson Williams, is that his name?
Yep, the rookie wide receiver.
Yes. Yep. He's hurt. Is he on the PUP list?
Yeah, I believe he's starting the season on the PUP list.
But so he'll be back 4-6 games or whatever they have these days.
They were saying, I think like mid to late October, I believe they play the Cowboys, and then, or no, they have a bye week, and then they come back against the Cowboys. So he might be back late October, assuming everything goes well.
Okay.
Which would be huge for them, assuming they're still in the mix at that point.
Bottle of Jameson, fantasy name.
That's not bad.
I've come across.
Okay.
You might use that.
Now, I'm going to look real quick, and someone, did not pick Deshaun Watson. So, there's that out there.
I will not. I'm making a personal decision for as long as I live, for as long as he plays.
I know.
Yeah, I don't
never
think
the two shall meet.
I can't imagine how horrific I would feel.
Yeah,
rooting
for him
on Sunday when Red Zone flips to the Browns and he's my quarterback, and I'm like, oh,
because I'm going to feel real good rooting against him.
Man.
And the Browns. So I would not want to sully that by putting my fantasy team's fate on the line. So someone else can pay for.
And he
Deshaun.
comes in at the playoffs for fantasy, and he's going to be rusty. I mean, he hasn't played in 2 years. I just don't.
And it looked bad in the preseason.
Yeah, he did. Ooh. And do you want to win a championship with that under your belt? I don't know. You know what?
But look, to your point.
Yeah.
When he arrives, when it's go time in November, if your team's depleted, if you need there will be a premium.
Well,
no doubt.
We didn't forget about Kareem Hunt. We did forget about Kareem Hunt. We forgot about Tyreek Hill. and whatever allegations or whatever, I don't know. We tend to move on and forget a little. The Michael Vick, he did his time, and I, that's a true redemption story. He did his time and came back, and you do your time, you pay your time, and you get to move on in life, I guess. Whatever. All right, so let's stop there on that. Ryan,
so
back to you.
So next week we'll come. So we're like just a little over a week from the first game, which we'll have here, and not here, but and what is it? Bills and Rams
on NBC, 2 News Oklahoma.
That's right.
That's pretty good.
So we have that coming up next week. We'll record next week before that, so we can go over
lineups,
some lineups, some guys people want to watch, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we will get to that next week.
Very nice.
For Mike Collier, Katie McFarland.
Uh-huh.
I am Ryan Love, and we will see you guys next week.
Woo!